All right, we're live. Good morning. Tuesday, the 16th of April. Yesterday was a break-even day, even though there were some good opportunities. So looking for some patience today as we wait for the setup, so we don't wear ourselves out on stuff that doesn't matter. That's the name of the game today. We did have news this morning at 8:30 Eastern. We have news again at 9:15. It seems like something's happening right now. Got a little bit of a whippy response there in NQ. We got Fed speakers today, mostly this afternoon, and Philip Jefferson this morning. I guess right now, maybe that's what's going on there. Anyway, let's see. Gold is we're outside of the top of the range right now. Got the overnight open above. 79 ticks away, so it's pretty close. Right now, gold is delivering, well, it's in the middle of it's not delivering from, it's in the middle of a 15-minute fair value gap. So this is kind of an area where I'm not super confident. The overnight open is above, or is in the middle of a higher 15-minute fair value gap. So it's likely we grind our way up there. But it could be a bumpy ride. We'll see. Oil's just starting its open range formation here. So we'll see what it does. It also has the overnight open above. Within range here. NQ has some equal lows below us. Seems to be holding this area. If you look down here, we got the Asia low, which was taken out this morning just by a little tiny bit. So we have these relative equal lows down here. So for that reason, I'm more inclined to go short. In addition, the last 2 days have been pretty strong down days. So more of a bearish bias, but we'll see how it plays out. Caught some good moves yesterday late in NQ, which got me back into positive territory for the day. So this break in gold, we were below the red line, gold line, pushed up, came back for a retest, and popped through the open ring range. So this would have been an okay trade. I mean, it went 43 ticks total. So definitely some opportunity there. I did not take it because it's pushing up into a fair value gap, and it didn't meet all my criteria, so I didn't get into it. Now we've created a lower high here, and we're starting to fell lower. So that's a good sign for lower prices. I like this. See how we hold the red line here. The range is 64. So that's a pretty decent range. We'll see how we handle the midline. 15-minute chart is showing reversal here, but I'm not sold on it. We're in kind of this uptrend. So a little bit of uncertainty for that reason. So I like how we pushed through the red line, we came back up, and then immediately rejected down. No clear entry for me, though. If you look here, when we created this midline when we were creating the open range, this midline held really nicely here. These candle bodies just kind of sat there where that was created. Definitely got some momentum here, though. Potential news here in about 8 minutes. Okay, this is good, I think. Good reaction here. 26 ticks. Pretty strong reaction to that. To the top of the range there. All right, just 1 second. All right, we're back. So let's see. This isn't looking too good for us right now. What's going on? Oh, let's see. I guess we just wait and see how it plays out. I like the reaction off the midline, so I took a break long. Then we got a reaction off of the top line, and now we're coming back down. So this is not at all clear. See if the midline holds again. If we close below here, I'll get stopped out. Or not close below, but even if we come below here, I'll get stopped out. Stop is at 87.4. Although I really don't like where this is going, so contemplating just getting out now because it does not seem to be moving my direction. Be nice if we did get a little bit of a pullback and I could at least get out for less of a loss. That'd be all right. All right, I'm gonna close it there. That's not. I think we're on the wrong side of that one, so we're gonna wait here. Gonna wait here for more information. All right, so what is my criteria? Well, we are delivering from a 15-minute fair value gap, so that would be short. Pop that up there. That's a fair value gap. I have a reversal signal on the 15-minute. So that's 2 checks for a short. The 5-minute does not agree. So that's something holding me back. The 5 minutes a little choppier. And then I also want to see 3 levels of support. And now we're winding back up. 3 levels of support backing my direction, which would be fair value gap, reversal signature, and could be like a line of support, right? Like the open range or one of the EMA SMAs. So right now we only have 2. So unclear. Let's wait and see what happens here. Oil. We got our first little breakout here in oil. Oops, I'm going to add. Must have taken this off earlier when I was looking at some things. Put that guy back on. For oil, we have a false, we have a breakout. I would love to see a failure back in and then a potential bounce here. See what it does. We did have an inside bar on the 5-minute chart 2 bars ago, right here, which broke long. Overnight open above is a good sign for oil, I think. Very, very small bar here, 5 ticks. So very low risk. I like that. So we'll see if we break long, we might give this a try. Okay, we're in. Very tight stop. We're just going to keep the stop on the back of this candle because if it doesn't just kind of move up here, we don't want to be part of it. Good news is if it does move up, I'm targeting the overnight open up here, which could take a while to get there. We'll see. It's only 47, so that's well within range here. All right, gold is wedging. We got higher highs here. Broke out the top again. We're holding here. My big issue is we're going back up into this 15-minute fair value gap. So we'll see. Should check and make sure yeah, it looks like the trade copier is working, so that's good. All right, we got a little push here in oil. See, stop was moved to break even on this trade, so looks like we might end up a break even trade. Really wouldn't be surprised to see this 15-minute fair value gap in gold give us some trouble. So I'm really hesitant to go long here. Could work out just fine, but very choppy. I mean, we did come down. We retested the midline. We're back out to the top of the range. We have an overnight open as a nice juicy target up there. So There are signs that we may want to go long, or that it may go up there. Biggest sign right now is that that's where it's going, right? So wait and see. Oil's rolling over. Looks like this one might be break even for us on that side of it. We've got 5 minutes until the open in NQ. Oh, I didn't even notice whatever news there was at 9:15. Didn't seem to do much. Oil is just going nowhere fast. Want to see if you'd have taken the inside bar play off the 5-minute chart. Still be in profit. Would not have hit the target yet. Could have actually got in pretty close to where I got in. All right, there's a break-even stop. So we'll see if we get a retest off the gold line. We'll probably re-enter that one. Trying to drink more water, so I have my little water bottle here filled up. See if I can drink a gallon of water today, which is 4 of these, I think. It's a lot of water. We almost have one down, though, so 25% of the way there. And 1 minute until the open. Okay, gold is finally pushing up. See if we make it through here. Just haven't had any good entries. I mean, this did work out reasonably well in terms of the open range, right? We had a breakout, came back in, tested the midline, retest, and then pushed higher. Okay, there's the open and NQ. Pushing down. This is the London midline here. We had a pretty big Asia range, and then we consolidated a little bit in London. Then we've been ranging around the London range, seems to be expanding a bit. So the question is, where does it expand to next? Who knows? Definitely more bearish. We've had two pretty bearish days in a row. So see what today brings. All right, well, gold just, or not gold, oil just had a little pullback here, and now it's seems to be reaching back up. So we got ticked out down here, and right before it turned around, as per the usual. So I'll pull my crosshairs off the screen. It's a little distracting. NQ back up to the open range, or the overnight open, retesting the gold line. Probably going to let it work its way out over here before we contemplate anything. Got a 40-point open, 40-point range at the moment. So we did take out this low. We didn't do it with any kind of a fair value gap though, so I do like the fact that we have these lows down here. I think that's kind of the target. Okay, gold is back down to the top of the range, plus the 5-minute gold line, plus the 5-minute red line just below it. So that's good. Still haven't hit the overnight open, so that's still a target. This isn't really a pivot, so we didn't break a pivot coming down here. What's our candle range? 18, so that's not bad. Let's see if we hold here. I might jump in on this. But we fell below here, so that is going to invalidate a long for me. Now we're coming back down out of this 15-minute fair value gap. The issue I'm still having is my 5-minute chart and my 15-minute chart haven't agreed with each other yet. All right. Oil is back down. All right, NQ has rejected the overnight open and is failing. No entry yet unless you were gutsy and got in somewhere in this mess. But you can make an argument for rejection right here, but it's not clean at all, so you would have had to have a lot of conviction in that to hold through that mess. There's just nothing clear right now. It's going sideways. We are taking out the highs. Now we're taking out the lows. So price is expanding, which is good. Need for it to kind of settle into a direction here. This doesn't work. This doesn't follow the rules for a gold line rejection because this is a pivot that we broke. So we created a high, and then on the way back down, we broke the pivot that pushed that high. So that invalidates this trade. Not to say it couldn't still go up from here, but based on the criteria of that trade entry, that's not valid. I'm going to take off this 15-minute fair value gap on gold. It's just kind of noisy here, and I want to look at this one. So this gap here, which should be like right there. Boom. From this space, those created earlier. It was retested up. We blew through it down. Now we're retesting it on the bottom side. Now you could look at this and say we did invert this, right? Got 2 minutes till our 5 and 15-minute candles finish forming, which they're still. It's really just going sideways. Now, the one good thing we do have on the 1-minute chart now, we've had kind of this reset, push above. So I don't know. Do we get a pullback? Still have the overnight open. Still have that objective we haven't hit yet. $30 until our open range at NQ is done doing its thing. Look at oil go, man. It didn't care about the rules. Said, I don't care about your broken pivot. I see your broken pivot and I raise you 30 ticks. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a little aggravating if gold reaches up there and touches it without giving me an entry. All right, NQ's about ready to break out of the bottom of its 15-minute range, which also is pretty close to the London lows. And it's been back and forth as well. 26 point candle was the last one. The good news is whenever gold figures out what it's going to do, it should just kind of move. And that's kind of that's what we're waiting for, is I'm waiting for it to settle into a direction, which at this point may not happen until well, it would be really nice if it would come up here, test the overnight open, and then break through it and trickle up, or reject it and trickle back down. My guess would be reject it and trickle back down. But right now, this 15-minute fair value gap's holding. And as long as we're chopping in this area, just don't think our odds are good. Just not as clear. Well, what are we doing? We're doing about the same thing. Starting to look a little more rhythmic over here on NQ. We kind of pull down, we have a pull back. So that's a good sign. It's for fun. What is ES doing? Okay, so ES is at London lows. And getting a little bit of a bounce, very little bit of a bounce off of that. So it took out this low here just barely. Now it's pushing off. This is actually setting up. This would be really nice if it pushed up here, rejected off, and then potentially look for it to come down from there. NQ's back at the gold line. Also London lows. The difference is for NQ, the London lows were taken out way back here. So not the same target low as ES has. It's going to test my patience today. Let's move this out of the way on oil. Okay, this is technically a second touch of the gold line in oil. This one follows the rules. It would be kind of ironic if it doesn't work, just because it worked over here when the rule said it shouldn't. Let's see. 11 tick candle, so those are still reasonable candles. Okay, gold back down to the midline. See if it gives it up this time. Okay, well, maybe we have some movement now on gold. Finally filled out of here, dropping through the bottom of the range. Of course, it didn't give me an entry before it did it. But we've got a cross of our line, so if we get a pullback here, that would be a good sign. So I didn't notice this before, but this is a nice inversion on NQ. We pushed down, we broke this low here, created a gap, singular fair value gap. Well, I guess there's technically one here, I think. Maybe. I can't really tell where this candle's wick is, but I think it's right there. So technically there's a tiny one here, but we kind of tested through it on its way down, so I wouldn't be as worried about that one. And this worked out really nicely. 50, 60 points so far. We'd be targeting probably this high right here. So let's see if it gets there. So gold does have some lows down there, which could be targets. Still don't have agreement on my 5-minute and my 15-minute chart though. So still waiting for that. All right, so we had a strong 15-minute candle close. We have a little false breakout with a little pullback here. So this could be a potential short entry if it pulls back. Let's see what it does. I mean, I like that we have this fair value gap right here. It could act as support. Of course, if we invert it, then won't be feeling quite so ambitious. Oil is back down to the overnight open here, or not the overnight open, but the red line. Okay, this fair value gap is holding. We've got, let's see, what do we got here? Well, it was holding. Looks like it's going to give us an inside bar on the 5-minute chart, which is one signal going for us. We have a strong down close candle on the 15-minute chart. That's 2. We're coming out of a 50-minute fair value gap. Our lines are in alignment. We're kind of back up towards this midline as well. So right now, all signs are pointing short, but not sure this pullback is done yet. If it is indeed a pullback. And I hate this too because we had a breakout, a push in, and a retest of the bottom of our range. So it's giving us mixed signals. Don't like that too much. All right, we tapped the midline, so that's something. Oh, that might have been it. Still not honestly 100% clear, but it was a retest of the midline. We got a little bit of a push down. It's not clear that that'll be sustained, but a lot of sideways price action. Oh, goodness. Patience, patience, patience. Waiting, waiting, waiting. goodness. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. Got 3 more minutes till my 15 and my 5-minute candles finish forming, so going to give it a quick break here. I'll be back in a second. All righty. All right, 1 more minute until the 15 and the 5 are done doing their thing for this cycle. It looks like 15 minutes going to say long, the 5 minutes going to say short. So the 1 minute definitely looks weak to me, but we'll draw a pretty picture. Is that a pretty picture? All right, there's a long signal on the 15 and a long signal on the 5, actually. Look at that. Interesting. Very interesting. And Q's moving on up. Oil's moving on nowhere. Just drifting along. All right, NQ took out this high. So it eventually did get there. I guess if you'd have taken this inversion and sat through it all, you would have hit that target, but even if you didn't, you probably got a nice move off of it. All right, NQ pulling back hard. Hard off those levels. In fact, I'm going to take this because give it a little bit here. Let's see what she does. Here's what I want to see is I want to see this get violated. If it doesn't, we'll just bail on the thing. Interesting. I bet this still works. Let's see what happens. All right, over on gold, we have we have a short signal on the 5-minute. Oh gosh. This is just a debacle. Whole lot of nothing going on. All right, we read this one totally wrong. Look at this. Let's see how this plays out. Points. All right, gold is holding the midline, fell back through the bottom. Yeah, there it goes. Just needed to give it more room. That really wicked up there, though. Would not expect that, but what it did. There. Just waiting, waiting, waiting. It's been a really boring morning. There's been some scalping opportunities, I guess, if you just wanted to take some quick bounces, but still none of them were very clear. Probably the, well, no, that, I mean, really the best one, I suppose, was this guy here in oil, which we took. We just got stopped out for break even when it pulled all the way back down to our, below our entry. So had we kept our stop, I suppose, behind the candle, we would have been fine. It didn't go very far, but it did, you know. Went 28 ticks, which isn't even, hold on. Yeah, it wasn't even 50% of the range. Where I pulled back again and just kind of bouncing around. Now we do have our lines crossed, so this is setting up to be a potential short opportunity over here. We'll see if it gives it to us. Oh, gold, gold, gold. Meanwhile, gold isn't doing anything for us. This might be another afternoon trading day. Or late morning. I guess it's still morning. Still pre-lunch. Still have time. All right, well, I don't see anything going on right now, so probably going to take a break, come back a little bit later, see if we can salvage the day, make something out of it. I mean, this sort of choppy sideways price action in the morning means that maybe this afternoon will be better. So that's all we got today. Very unexciting, but that's the way it is sometimes. Hopefully you all have a safe day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.